I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. Knowledge is everything. Everything. That's why, I think I mentioned this yesterday also. In the Bible, it's written that my children, God is saying, my children suffer due to lack of knowledge. So, whatever I'm giving you now through these three life teaching points, it is just pure knowledge. And if you apply this knowledge in your life, you'll start becoming a much more better human being, more matured, more wise, and your decision making process will improve, and everything will be going good for you. Okay, so today's first point is this. Listen to this. Life is, this is the first point, so make a note of it. Life is 10% what happens to you, but 90% is how you respond, and that is going to determine your destiny. This is profound, this is serious stuff, what I'm saying. Example, this lockdown, you are in the house, everything's closed outside. This is the 10%. 90% is how you respond. How you respond. If you start cribbing and complaining and all that, you're going to face more problem, mentally, emotionally. I want to understand this. Listen to me carefully. You would have heard this quotation called an apple a day keeps a doctor away, right? It's a very famous quotation. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But let's go a little deeper. Let's dig deep. Let's dig a little deeper. And this is my analysis of that of that quotation in a much more deeper way, deeper sense. And that is this. A happy and a thankful heart, is going to give you a healthier and a longer life. But a complaining and a fearful heart is going to cause more problems for you, and sometimes you may fall sick also. And so, it all depends on how you respond. Please respond in a way where you grow. Now, how do we respond in such a situation that you're in lockdown? You're in the house with your family. Respond with a thankful heart. You must be watching news. Yesterday I almost had tears in my eyes when I saw these migrant workers from Delhi going to UP side or some Bihar side or Jharkhand side, walking 2, 3, 400 kilometers. And some news guys, they caught up with them and they were just talking to them on the road, and they were warning these guys that, you will catch the virus and all that. And these migrant workers said, sir, we have the feeling that even before the virus hits us, we will die out of hunger only. We've not eaten for 3 days or 4 days. Think about them. If you start thinking about them, how many people have lost their jobs? How many people are not able to eat? Then you will see you are at a much fortunate place. That you are with your family in your house, having 3 meals a day. So rather than complaining, start having a thankful heart. Develop an attitude of gratitude. Very important. So please see in future also, whenever something happens to you, whether in your personal life or professional life, be very careful of how you respond. Because if you respond in a negative way, you're going to have more problems. But if you respond in a positive way, you're going to grow, you're going to mature, and you're going to develop an awesome, massive, beautiful, dynamic personality. Okay? So remember this first point. Now, second point is you don't have to win every argument, even if you're right. Please understand this. This is very profound. I don't have to win every argument, even if I'm right. And do you know who's the person who's willing to let go? That person who's very secure with himself. When I say secure, I don't mean about financial security and all that. No, he's very secure. His self-respect or self-esteem does not depend on what people think about him. No, no, no. He is very secured inside. So many times it has happened when I'm counseling a drug addict or an alcoholic. I'm trying to talk to them, and let's say they're not listening. They want to drink, they want to smoke, they want to have drugs. When I see they're not listening, I'll just leave it. I don't have to prove anything to them. I don't have to convince them. Life will show them. Life will teach them. So when you are having an argument, not debate is different. When you're having an argument with someone, and let's say you are right and the other person is wrong, but he's not admitting, he's not agreeing, and he's still arguing with you, leave it, let go. Say, "Acha, theek hai yaar, you be happy." Walk off. Please understand, if you develop this quality, you'll have more peace. When do you lose your peace? In such a point where you are trying to convince that person with your point. No, listen to me. You don't understand. You're trying to convince him. You will lose your peace. So it's a very profound statement. You don't have to win every argument, even if you're right. Learn to let go. It's okay. And carry on with your life. Okay? And also remember that what I said, you will be willing to lose the argument provided you're very secure inside. If you know you're on the right track, your thinking pattern is proper, matured, everything, and you're doing all the right stuff, even God is with you, etc., you're very secure. Please understand, I'm not talking about financial security. I'm talking about you being secure in yourself, what you are, the way you are. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. So when I'm very secure in my whole thinking pattern, my actions, and which is everything good, according to me, everything is good, then I don't have to prove anything to anyone. And so when I tell a point to someone, when I'm trying to explain someone, and if that person is not listening and is getting into an argument, I will just leave it. I'll say, okay, you take care, God bless you, bye. And I'll carry on with my life. So it's huge, this point. It's a very big point that you don't have to win every argument, even if you're right. You don't have to win every argument, even if you're right. Now, the third and final point of today. The third and final point is nobody can make you inferior without your consent. Please understand, it's very huge. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. Now, when I say consent or consent, however you pronounce it, it's not about telling him verbally that, okay, you tell me that I'm bad, okay? No. It's that I'm not talking about that verbal giving consent. I'm talking about inner consent. Inner consent. If someone tells me, and let's say I'm in your shoes or you're in my shoes. Okay, let's say you're in my shoes. And if someone tells me, Amit, you are not this, you're not that, and he or she keeps on telling negative things to me, and inwardly, if I start dwelling on it, that, oh, okay, he said this or she said this, that is the meaning of giving consent. And if I give consent, I will start feeling more bad, more worse about myself, that I'm not good and blah blah blah. And I will go downward like that. And there is a chance I may, this whole inferiority complex may take me into depression also. Yesterday I was talking to a student on the phone, and I was encouraging her on certain things, and I give an example. Listen to this example. Couple of years back, I was training in a college, and there were some students who were very nervous and very, that lack of confidence, etc. And usually I give my number to the students so that they can get in touch with me later and for guidance and all that. So I came back to Bangalore, and then many students are in touch with me on WhatsApp. So this student, she contacted me on WhatsApp, and I noticed, because I'm a keen observer, I noticed that her pic, her own pic, was not in a DP in the WhatsApp. So I simply asked her, I said, why your pic is not there? And she says that no, I'm not so good looking, I'm ugly. I said, who told you that? She says, no, my friends tell me that. I said, okay, so whatever your friends say, you'll believe, huh? You won't believe in yourself. And this is what, and then I understood why. And she's one of those kids in that college, in that class, where I noticed that some of these were very nervous, very shy, very lack of confidence. She was lack of confidence and all. She was one of them. So now I understood why she was so why she lacked confidence and why she was always feeling inferior about herself. Because when people told her she's not beautiful, she took it to heart. So mentally, internally, she gave that consent. And she started believing that I'm not beautiful, and that affected her confidence level, and she started going backwards. And so I told her, I said, go to the gallery of your phone, take your the pic which you like, put it on your DP, and start appreciating yourself. Tell yourself you're good looking, you're awesome, you're Miss World, you're Miss Asia. Just start appreciating yourself. Don't wait for people's appreciation. You appreciate yourself. And every time you change your pic, keep on appreciating. So usually most of the students, almost all of them, they listen to me. And so I told her, I said, go to your gallery, put a pic. Every time you put a pic, appreciate yourself. And you will see your confidence level grow. It will keep on growing. And she said, okay, uncle, I'll do that. And so once a week, she started changing her pic. First she put a pic, and then she started changing her pic in the DP. And every time she changed her pic, she started appreciating herself and appreciating. And that slowly, it was improving her personality, and her confidence level was growing. Her self-esteem was growing. She was becoming more smart, more positive in her approach. And in a matter of 3 to 4 months, she became one of the most confident students in that college. Matter of months. Are you getting the point? So stop believing if whatever other people call you, suppose they call you some negative stuff or some negative names and all that, don't believe it. Don't give that consent from heart. Giving consent means if you believe it, whatever they're saying to you, the negative thing about you, that you're not beautiful, you're not handsome, you're very weak in studies, you have a very bad future. If they pass negative comments about you, if you take it to heart, if you believe it, that is the meaning of giving consent. And then if you give consent internally, you'll start feeling inferior and you'll feel bad about yourself, etc., etc. Don't do that. Don't bother about what others call you. What is important is what you call yourself and what God feels about you. So start believing that you are the apple of God's eye. God loves you. You're awesome. And then you start telling yourself, I am awesome. I am the best girl. I'm the best guy. I'm the best son. I'm the best daughter. I'm the best brother, best sister, best mother, best father in the world. I'm the best in the world. Keep on appreciating yourself, but with a humble heart. Not having ego and pride. No, with a humble heart. Start believing you're the best. And then you will see your personality growing, and you'll start feeling awesome about yourself, great about yourself. And you'll develop yourself into a beautiful, dynamic personality. Got it? So this was the third and final point. That is, nobody can make you inferior. Here, inferior means inferiority complex. Nobody can make you inferior without your consent. Remember one thing, I'm going to end with this and a short prayer and we are done. Your personality should not be shaped by what other people call you. Your personality should be shaped by what you call yourself. And so, stop bothering about what other people call you, especially negative stuff and all. You start calling yourself awesome. You start believing in yourself that you're the best. And then when you start appreciating yourself and believing that you're the best, you see your personality growing and you're becoming so awesome, so dynamic in your personality, and people will just love you for your personality. You got that? So that's it. That's about it. These were the three final points of today. I hope you've written down, and let's have a short word of prayer, and then we wind up. And then tomorrow again, I'll put one more video, and then again I'll come out with three more points. So come tomorrow with that learning heart, that today I want to learn something new, and keep on writing these 3 points every day when I come and tell you. Okay, so let's close the eyes.